Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. This week on The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers say Dr. Lee Finnegan will be backed into a corner. When Lai tried to fake Luna Nozawa's, Lisa Yamada, death, she clearly underestimated how far her other grandma would go to find her. The granny claws are about to come out on the CBS soap. Here's what's coming up next on B&B, spoilers down below. Sheila Carter, Kimberlyn Brown, was devastated on The Bold and the Beautiful when she learned her granddaughter Luna had succumbed to her gunshot wound and passed away. But Sheila needed closure about John Finnegan's, Tanner Nolan daughter, and could tell that Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, was hiding something, or rather someone. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for next week say Dr. Lee Finnegan's secret is not safe, and Sheila Carter is on the case. Now that Sheila bumped into Dr. Lai and her bag of Luna's medicine, it's only a matter of time before she figures out that her granddaughter is still alive. You can't con a con artist, and Lai can expect Sheila Carter to come knocking. But which grandma will end up with comatose Luna? Sheila Carter can't expose Lee Finnegan's Luna scam, because then her granddaughter will be handed over to the authorities. She can't snatch Luna and keep her alive in a hospital bed in the back room at El Giardino. She needs Grandma Lai's medical expertise. However, B&B spoilers say that Lai is in over her head trying to care for Luna Nozawa and keep her hidden. In fact, Grandma Sheila could be the answer to her problems. Will the two women be able to set aside their differences and work together to care for Luna? Or will a granny brawl break out on B&B? The world of The Bold and the Beautiful has seen its fair share of feuds, rival fashion houses, porn lovers, hidden children, but rarely has there been a war quite like this. It's not about couture or corporate control. This is personal, very personal, because this time, the battle lines are drawn over the most precious prize of all, a grandchild. And the warriors, two formidable women, each armed with a history of defiance, cunning, and an unshakable belief that they know what's best for the family. On one side, Sheila Carter, Queen of Chaos, 9 lives still intact, and a desperate hunger to rewrite her story as a doting grandmother. On the other, Lee Finnegan, fiercely protective, disciplined, and as stubborn as they come, willing to burn bridges, and perhaps entire city blocks, to keep Sheila away from her son's family. The stage is set for the ultimate grandma face-off, and in true B&B fashion, nothing will be off-limits. The calm before the storm. It all begins innocently enough, or at least, Sheila would like to pretend it does. Finn and Steffi are still reeling from recent tensions. Sheila, sensing an opening, slips into the hospital under the guise of delivering lunch to Finn. But her true target, baby Hayes. Sheila has been rehearsing this moment in her mind for weeks. She'll coo, she'll smile, she'll convince herself she's capable of normal affection without her signature brand of manipulation. Unfortunately for her, Lee Finnegan happens to be visiting at the same time. She catches Sheila just as the self-proclaimed, reformed troublemaker leans in to kiss Hayes on the forehead. "Step away from my grandson," Lai warns, voice low but I say enough to frost the hospital windows. Sheila straightens, offering that famous fox innocent smile. "Our grandson, Lai." And just like that, the battle is officially on. The war of words. Lai doesn't mince words. She reminds Sheila of every violent stunt, every betrayal, every tear Finn and Steffi have shed because of her. She paints a verbal mural of destruction, and Sheila's role in it. Sheila, ever the master of emotional spin, counters with tales of being misunderstood, of yearning for redemption, of wanting a family legacy that isn't soaked in scandal. She even manages a few crocodile tears, but Lee isn't buying it. "You had a chance to be a mother, Sheila," Lai hisses. "You ruined it. You don't get to fail twice, not with my family." The nurses in the corridor are now openly pretending to shuffle charts just to catch the verbal fireworks. Sheila leans in, the sweetness melting from her face. "I'm not going anywhere. Hayes will know who I am, whether you like it or not. The schemes begin. If there's one thing both grandmas excel at, it's strategy, though their styles couldn't be more different. Lee's approach. Files for emergency visitation restrictions citing Sheila's history of violence. Rallies Ridge, Brooke, and even Bill Spencer into a united front. Begins subtly coaching Steffi on legal jargon to keep Sheila at bay. Sheila's approach. Starts showing up at neutral public places, the park, the beach, knowing Finn and Steffi bring Hayes there. Plays a victim in conversations with Deacon, hoping his growing guilt and affection for her will help her cause. Sends Hayes elaborate gifts with anonymous cards, making sure he associates her with excitement and mystery. By the end of the week, Hayes has more plush animals than the Illy Zoo gift shop, and Finn has more stress headaches than any doctor should reasonably endure. Family torn apart. Finn finds himself in the most impossible position. On paper, he knows Lie is right. His mother has a rap sheet that could double as a horror novel's table of contents. But in his heart, there's a flicker, that small, nagging desire to believe people can change. After all, didn't Sheila save his life once? Steffi, however, is immovable. For her, this isn't about redemption arcs or second chances. It's about safety. And she's not about to let her children become characters in Sheila's next twisted plotline. The tension bleeds into every Forrester gathering. A casual lunch turns into a shouting match when Sheila accidentally drops by. Lie all but blocks the doorway with her body, and Eric has to play referee, his designer loafers firmly planted between the two women. She's not family, Lie spits. She's blood, Sheila fires back. The room falls silent. Even Taylor, usually ready with a peace talk speech, decides it's better to sip her water and let this one play out. Sheila knows she can't win this battle in court. Lee's medical reputation, combined with Sheila's criminal history, would make that a slaughter. But she can win in the court of public perception. She plants a plan. Step 1. Stage a heroic rescue. Step 2. Make sure Hayes sees it. Sheila learns from one of her contacts that there will be a small fire in the neighborhood park's maintenance shed. Nothing catastrophic, but enough for her to swoop in as the savior. And wouldn't you know it? Finn and Hayes are scheduled for an afternoon there. Only Lee gets wind of it first, and she's ready to turn Sheila's performance into a total flop. The park showdown. The day arrives. Hayes is happily eating ice cream with Finn when smoke starts to curl in the distance. Sheila appears like a ghost, rushing toward them, shouting for everyone to move. Finn is already guiding people away, but Sheila zeroes in on Hayes, scooping him up dramatically. What she doesn't expect is Lie arriving from the opposite side of the park, fire extinguisher in hand. She storms past Sheila, puts out the blaze before the fire department can arrive, and turns to the crowd. False alarm, Lie announces. Just a trash can flare up. Everyone's safe. The hero moment, Sheila was counting on dissolves instantly. The only thing she's left holding is a very confused toddler and the sharp sting of defeat. That night, Lie visits Sheila's apartment. She doesn't knock, she walks right in, a silent show of dominance. "This is your last warning," Lie says. "Stay away from my family. You keep pushing, and I will make sure you lose more than visitation. You'll lose your freedom." Sheila tilts her head, smirking despite the fury in her eyes. "Do your worst, Lie. But understand this, I'm not just fighting for Hayes. I'm fighting for Finn. For the family you've tried to pretend I'm not part of." Lie steps closer. "You're not family. You're a threat. And threats get neutralized." It's the kind of line that makes you wonder if Lie's willing to cross more lines than she admits. Sheila's not without her own last-ditch trick. She digs into Lie's past, unearthing details about a patient complaint that was quietly buried years ago. Something about a surgery, a questionable call, and a settlement to make it disappear. If Sheila plays this right, she could tarnish Lee's pristine medical reputation, and with it, her credibility in court. But there's risk. If Finn discovers Sheila's digging into Lie's past, he might cut ties for good. And Sheila's one true weakness is her desperate need for Finn's approval. Just as the tension seems ready to explode, an outside force changes the game. Poppy Nozawa. Visiting LA for her own reasons, Poppy finds herself accidentally in the middle of a Sheila screaming match at El Giardino. Poppy, seeing how toxic the situation is, suggests a radical idea: a mediator-led grandparent agreement. No surprises, no ambushes, just a set schedule and public-only visits. Surprisingly, Finn is open to trying. Steffi, however, is still deeply opposed, until she sees that refusing might push Finn closer to Sheila out of defiance. Reluctantly, Steffi agrees to a trial. The day of the first official visit arrives. The setting, the Forrester estate's back garden, neutral ground but with plenty of watchful eyes. Sheila arrives dressed like she's attending Sunday church, conservative dress, soft makeup, even a gift for Lai, a peace offering she knows will be refused. Lai stands nearby, stiff as a statue, every movement of Sheila's under surveillance. Hayes toddles toward Sheila, curious. Sheila kneels, her voice trembling just enough to sound genuine. "Hi, buddy, Grandma's here." For one quiet moment, the war pauses. Hayes giggles. Sheila smiles, and for once, it doesn't look calculated. Lai sees it, but she's not ready to lower her guard. The grandma agreement is shaky at best. Every visit is a test, every interaction a minefield. Sheila's on her best behavior, for now, but Lee knows better than to trust the calm. Because this is the bold and the beautiful. And in this world, truces are just battles taking a coffee break. One thing is certain, whether it's in court, at the park, or across the Forrester living room, the Sheila Carter versus Lee Finnegan grandma war is far from over. And when it erupts again, which it will, the fallout could reshape the entire Forrester Finnegan clan forever. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Boldy and BAUTTFUL UPDAT YouTube channel for more update news.